Hello everyone, this is my first video from the bunker. So what I intend to do is to show you how, even though you're stuck at home, you can still do some astronomy. And one of the interesting things is at the moment is you don't even have to wait until darkness before you can observe something interesting. And that object is the planet Venus. Now at the moment Venus is coming towards us, and its shape changes like the moon's. So it shows phases. It goes from a full Venus to a half Venus and to a crescent Venus. So there's always something interesting to see with the planet over the next few weeks, if we're still stuck in by then. You'll notice that it will gradually turn into a crescent, and as it does, it will also appear larger as well as it comes towards us. So I've got a little video of how I set up the telescope outside in daylight to observe Venus. Now, one of the main problems is that if you're using a computerized go-to mount, is normally you have to align it on a star. Well, of course, during daylight there's only one star, and that's the sun, and the last thing we want to do is to point the telescope at the sun. So instead, a lot of these go-to mounts, they have a home position, and then from that home position they'll use dead reckoning to find the object that you type in. So the main idea is that you carefully set the telescope up in this home position, which in the case of the mount that I'm using, you point the mount towards due south, and you point the telescope directly upwards, vertical. So once you've done that, it knows a fixed position in space. So when you tell it to go to Venus, hopefully it should be somewhere near the right position. So I hope you enjoy the video. It's my first one, so bear with me. Don't say it's rubbish, because I know it's not brilliant in the first place. But hopefully you'll get something useful out of it, and I hope you all go out and observe Venus. So here I am out in the garden, and what I'm going to do first is to align the azimuth axis by pointing it south, and to do that I use a compass, and it's important to keep the compass away from the magnets in the mount. So I'm using a piece of wood, and I align the piece of wood to the compass and then the mount to the piece of wood. After I've done that, I've locked the azimuth axis, and now I put a spirit level on top of the telescope to point it vertically upwards, and once that's aligned properly, I can then lock the altitude axis. And then I've picked up the hand controller and type in the latitude and longitude of my site and the time of day, and then I shall ask it to move to Venus. Now as it's moving to where it thinks Venus is, it's important to check that it doesn't point at the sun, so I've left the cover on until I'm sure that it's stopped nowhere near the sun at all. And now I'm going to look through the finder scope and hope to see Venus in the middle. If not, then you can adjust its position using the hand controller. Now this shows you the setup I'm going to show you a video of in a minute, where I've attached my camera to the back of the telescope so I can show you what Venus actually looks like. And here it is, looking like a half moon. It's always easier to observe Venus during daylight because it's far less dazzling. So I would recommend, if you haven't done it before, to get out now and see what you're missing. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.